Well, August is already here, and as always I've got a lot to show you that's been happening across the server for the last month or so. So let's get stuck straight into this by starting off over in the United Lowlands. Right, so you're finding me here sitting on this beautiful little swing made by Duncan in the small little village of Kemple, which if I show you on the map here lies just north of Hoogedam. We'll get down to that later on, but this place has been expanding. Currently Duncan has built quite a lot more here. So originally there was just this church over here, and now over the last month or so he's been adding lots more to it. So in true fashion of the update tours, let's have a little wander around and see what's been going on. And already I love this little sort of river through here. Makes it feel like a proper sort of rural area where a bit of irrigation comes through, and you can see even these little sluice gates here as well. So when I was sitting over on the swing, I was like, oh, I wonder what that was. And yeah, it's actually a little sluice gate. So this would be the little wall that comes up and lets the water flow back through the fields. So what we can see here is I can't already say that joke, but planning does seem to be up in the air a little bit over there. Now we've got some sunflowers going through here and some beautiful little fields as well. These are really cool. So the idea is you don't want to build your fields really straight and rigid. They've got to have a little bend to them, a little curve to sort of carry it around the curvature of whatever the landscape is you're building it in, but also riverways and that as well, because they aren't all man-made, although I do think this is quite man-made here. So carrying on over towards the church, which was the original part of this village all of a month ago or so, I've actually spied something over to my left. Duncan is quite a master with small little details, and these little reeds are no match for that. That is really cool. So these are like proper bush bull reeds. I like those. I know you probably can get them with some texture packs and stuff, but this is just a few bits of green glass, and then you've got some spruce fences on top like so. Take note of that. I'm going to be using that at some point as well. So I think that's the edge of the village over there. So we head on back over this way towards the windmill. So Duncan was building his windmill as a video, so if you haven't already checked out Duncan's channel, please go do. I think it's called The Gentleman Builder. Links are below in the description as always. But you can see here he has been working very hard on this lovely area around here. So this is based on a Dutch design for a windmill, and we know what the Dutch are like with their windmill. They have a lot of them. It's really cool. Nice use of warped woods, and the different colours in there is cool. But it's your sort of generic shape under there of a windmill, so you guys know how to build those. I literally, every time I go to Reddit, there's always a windmill on there. So carrying on over here, I think I spied a few more little places I wish to show off. So I've got some small little houses here with the nice different coloured doors. Yeah, that's a cool little detail. So I wanted to show you one more thing, and that was this over here, this nice little stable block. So if we go on in here, you've got the Lowlands flag flying above it. It's a nice little building. You've got some higher sections here below, which has a little bit of storage under it. And if we go on in, we'll see a few more things. And yes, this is meant to be a horse. It does work if you close your eyes slightly. No, what's happened is the way you debug walls leaves like a little sort of transparent section, and it doesn't always look good. But I think Duncan has mastered this little design from the side. At least if you stand here, you can see it's meant to be a horse. Shall I get on? Let's get on top and ride it quickly. Right, so that being said, Duncan, great stuff here in Kemple. Now we've got another place to go look at, so let's jump on over to our next town. Right, so as always, we're starting out the tour here around Hoogedam in front of the beautiful station that Duncan built so many months ago. But what has happened actually over the last month is the extensions left and right on this thing. It's beautiful, and I've always loved the station. Now, there is a full in-depth showcase tour coming out soon where myself and Duncan wander around the whole of Hoogedam and see everything that it has to offer. So today, I'm just going to be doing a quick little whistle-stop tour around the place. So Duncan has been moving a lot of stuff about, and there's been a lot of terraforming going on behind the station over there. And as we can see, planning is up in the air still, and I will continue to say that joke until the cows come home. But yes, so what has happened is the square out the front of the main town hall and also the main banks and that has been upgraded. And what Duncan has been championing is these little particle effects, which I'm told don't affect the like actual lag of the server, but they do look really cool still. So this is a fountain, and I believe Duncan, I'm going to plug your channel again, has actually put out a video on how you make these using command blocks. So we have a statue of myself in a beautiful sort of sandstone colour, surrounded by some lions on there, rampant pedestals. And it looks really good in front of the palace. I think that's what that is behind me there. And this square is just beautiful to walk around. The trees are lovely. The small little planters are cool. I like the shape of these. Yeah, that's really nice. Very formal, very interesting stuff there, Duncan. But yes, guys, as I said, this will be just a small little tour like this because we're coming back here soon enough on the channel. So make sure you go check that out once it's available. Okay then, guys, it's time to quickly move on out to something else. Well, it's been a little while since we've been back here in the lovely town of Brezhnev. Limbo has been busy, apparently working on some docks. So we're down here on the seafront. And again, he has built some beautiful little terraces of houses. I say little and I say terraces. They're beautiful structures that just span the street here. So behind me is what he started working on the docks. It's a very nice little place around here. I like these little planters. It's great. So far we've seen some really nice city beautification stuff going on. Statues are cool and statues are taking over the server at the moment. There is something I will show you probably next month where there is about 100 statues of myself. It wasn't intentional, nor am I that much of a narcissist. Anyway, so these beautiful little boats are now sitting here down at the docks. Take note on this, I do like the way you've done these small little pontoons here. Allows the movement of the water up and down when the tide comes in. So he was saying he's going to be extending it further north, and as we can see, there is some planning down on the ground. I didn't say it at that time, and that is really nice as well. Now this actually carries on across the ocean over there to the small little island of Lake Bled, which is what we saw a few months back, I believe now. So Limbo, great stuff again. It's really nice seeing how the city is growing. I just want to walk down these streets because the trees are cool and the whole thing just blends in nicely and everything just works really well. Right then, guys, it's time to move on to something again a bit more nautical. You'll find out what I mean in a second. Right, well, don't tell Goose, but I have snuck onto his fleet out here in the European Sea outside of Gansberg. Now, Goose has been very busy building a lot of battle cruisers, and I've got to say I'm quite scared by the might of the German Navy right now. So he has been on making sure he can build as many of these as possible to try and scare the rest of the superpowers on the server. Now, Whiteburg isn't too sort of flustered by this, mainly because we have quite a lot of forts lining our coastlines, and also we do have some battleships ourselves, and they are a lot bigger than these, mainly due to a scaling issue. I'm sorry, Goblin, I'm sorry. But no, Goose has been doing a great job here. He's built these at about 1-to-1 scale, and I've got to say the details on them are great, and just the overall picture you get of this whole fleet. Just look at it. Look at it here, and also look at it here on the map. Very menacing indeed. I am quite fearful of it. Now, he has got a lot more to add to this as well over time, but I'm just spying down here actually the sort of camouflage paint that these World War I cruisers and battleships are painted with to try and hide them, make them look like waves towards enemy ships and U-boats. Now, I'm not sure if he's built any U-boats yet. He might have done. They're probably under here somewhere. I don't know. But no, really nice. I love the whole shapes. I think it's just overall a really pleasing battle fleet to look at. So yeah, this has been sparking quite the arms race on the server recently. Most of the countries are now sort of committing themselves to building some form of navy, which is nothing I can ever say against. I'm not great at boats. I built the one boat, the steamer over in Whiteburg, over in Wolverhampton, but I may have a little go at building some battle cruisers one day. Right, well, that's enough espionage for now. Let's head on over to our next location. So we're finally back in the town of Kingsbridge. Now, Adam has been working very hard on this place. We haven't been here for several months. I believe last time we were here, actually, we did see the cathedral over behind these buildings here, based on Gloucester Cathedral. Now, Adam has been working very hard in the background over there. Let's not look too much at that. But the rest of the place here is really starting to come together. So if we wander down these little cobbled streets, I believe he's been doing some stuff on the high street out here. And what I love are the small little details he manages to weave into his builds. Like this little guy here just running along a cart. We've got some mounted police as well, which has actually been dotted around some other cities. So you'll see these soon enough. But yeah, the high street is great. We come on down through here, we've got all these little details going on, like even open windows and stuff. That's just great. Love the debug work. This even looks like sort of proper nice keystones in the windows. So guys, if you have got access to the sort of debug stick and all of that, you can really go through and add some amazing little details to your buildings. But yeah, coming on through here, you can see that planning is carrying on this way. Now, I believe Adam has got a few pictures he's been working from. He's been trying to get in as accurate as possible. So if we wander on back down to the other side of the high street, past all of this paraphernalia going on there, we reach another couple of buildings that are really nice and impressive. I believe this one here is known as the Shire Hall, and it's been added to over the many years, and it's still being built currently as well. It started in about 1900, it started in the 19th century. We move on down even further, we get a bit more planning again, but we come to this very interesting diagonal church. Yeah, really nice use of the stripped jungle wood here, along with some oak as well, as that adds a lovely little texture and detail to it. So Adam, I can't wait to see where Kingsbridge comes to. You've already got loads planned out, and it's really come to be a nice little town indeed. Right, let's jump on over to our next location. Well, you know that old saying about being drunk under the table? I believe I've been drunk under the table currently. So we're back here in Heppingstall, Chris's town, and I believe it's been expanded again. So the high street was where we were at last time, but I believe they've actually been working a bit more on adding some more detail, buildings, shops, and all sorts to it. I do love this statue already. We've got a lot of these rampant horse statues around at the moment, and as I mentioned earlier on, we'll be showing some more statues as we go throughout the year. But the town itself is really starting to come together, so I believe the high street is this road just over here. So let's wander on up and see what we can see. Just a great collection of buildings designed to look like those that you'll find in any English town. So this is part of the Wolverhampton Banking Group. So we have the main HQ of that sitting down there on the quay side of Wolverhampton, the one you guys have seen with the nice big cupola on top. And Chris has added it here to make it another sort of feature within another town inside Whiteburg. So let's wander on up this high street here and breathe it all in. Now I'm getting feels like Guildford and other sort of locations just like that walking up here. Which are great. You know, once you start feeling that when you're walking along a Minecraft high street, you really know you're coming onto something pretty good. So this is an interesting building here. This is a bit more of a later structure. I would say late Victorian, more likely Edwardian. It's just a nice little details up here at the top. You've got a sort of Flemish gable on it. And coming down through here, we got some more Georgian buildings and a lovely little horse again. I told you, they're everywhere. And so's Chris's head. It's always nice to see those little player heads around the place. But yeah, getting to some bigger buildings around here, you can just see how much you can do with a sort of repetitive pattern of buildings. But it doesn't always look, you know, too bad. You break them up slightly, you have it on a diagonal road so it's not coming through at straight, and you add extra little details around the windows and just add some little different colours into it. It really is a nice little high street coming along here. So I think if we wander on down here and turn around this little road here, yeah, this is nice. Little streets like this are always cool. Lots of little details, and as we can see, Milk Street, okay, interesting. As we can see, is he going to say it again for the third time? I believe so, but also, so if you're looking to buy milk, we can offer you some pineapple juice over at the CDP instead, because that's actually better on your cereal than milk. Make sure you join the CDP today. The offer is currently still at 40% off, or it might be 80%, I can't remember now, but the price is there on screen. Yeah, we really just did another one of these in this town. Also, my neck's broken. Right, let's move on to another location on the server to see what else has been happening. Don't mind me, I'm just buying myself some fresh fruit over here in the San Alexandro Marketplace. Now, this is Bergdorf's beautiful American-inspired town based on San Francisco and those around the region. Now, he's been busy again, adding so much more to the place. And let's have a little wander around and see what we can see. Oh, I love these types of buildings. You do them so well as well, Bergdorf. I know you've only been on for a couple of months or so, but again, your town is, if we look at the map quickly, expanding quite heavily. So these eclectic little shops are really interesting because obviously you don't see much of these in America these days, but especially not in like large towns like San Francisco and that. So it's interesting to see what these look like back in the day. And yeah, I really like the little details. The windows are cool. The actual cornices above them are nice. Big overhangs like that. And then you've got the big flat roofs as well. So I think we looked down here last time at these houses along this way, because this was a beautiful street of just beautiful Second Empire and all sorts of other random styles. But there's a few more little things around here. Oh, do you know what? That orange tree works so well. And especially where you've changed the biome underneath it to give it a nice little texture as well. Let's wander on down these little back streets and see what's going on. We've got a car there, some more trees growing to the back of the building, and some stuff around the back of the marketplace there. Yeah, this is really nice. I think this is another little section over here we haven't seen yet before. There's like a flat iron building. Oh man, you've done a great job of that. And what's really nice is the different colours you've used. So where in like the English towns we have a set style really, which is just brick, lots of different colours of sort of white and also some sandstones, but over here this seems to be built, you know, using all the different colours you can find, adding a bit of texture and depth to the world. It is a beautiful touch. Now I'm guessing this is like some sort of theatre perhaps. I wonder if it says on the front here. Does it say anything inside? I'm greeted by just a stone cold wall made out of stripped dark oak. No, not anything there on the side. But yeah, lovely stuff. Can't wait to come back here next time and see what else is going on, because this place is growing up really nicely. Ooh, I wonder what you're building out there. Right guys, let's go take another look at somewhere else on the server. So if I said to you Camelot, what does that picture in your mind? Yeah, probably King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, fantasy, mystery, that sort of thing. Well, here in Whiteburg, we have Camelot Castle. It was built as a sort of tourist attraction in the late 19th century by Goblin and Lanwan, and it was actually part of their competition a few months back for castles. And they wanted me to show it off now because it's been finally put out as a video, I believe, on Lanwan's channel. If you haven't already checked out Lanwan, go look in the comments below. Also, I think Goblin's starting stuff up soon. Anyway, his description's down there in the description. Go find out what you want. But guys, this is a little island that people can come to and pretend they're in Camelot. So let's walk on in here and come sit around the round table. Now, in real life, there actually is a round table, although we don't know if it was Arthur's or not. And that is in the City Guildhall of Winchester, and it was built, I think, by Henry VIII. And it sits there on the big wall of the Great Hall. Obviously not like this. I don't even know if this is the round table. I'm just making it up as we go along. But yeah, lots of little details around here. It's nice. It's that sort of realistic fantasy. Is that an oxymoron? Yeah, I think it might be. It's that sort of realistic style of medieval castles. Now, we have to take note on the texturing, as this was all hand textured. You can't really do this with World Edit. You could, but you kind of need a keen eye of what you want to do. It works, it's just a lot of hard work, and hopefully the payoff is worth it. Yeah, I think it is. So what does this say here then? Oh, okay, yep. I don't know what that said. I didn't read it. But this is really nice. The ceilings look cool, the roofs look cool. There's lots of little details. I can't fly up that way and I can't fly down that way. Let's go out one of these windows and have a look at this place from around here. So yeah, it's just a nice little feature, a nice little area to have on the server as a sort of tourist attraction. But anyway guys, that has been August's edition of the server update tour. As you can tell, there hasn't been a massive amount being done. Let's go stand over here. And there is a reason for that. A big reason. You've been seeing my little post, you've been seeing my little teasers of stuff. There's something big coming. There's something big coming to the city of Whiteburg. A place that you guys haven't visited yet, but you will soon. So guys, join me in September. We'll find out what's been happening there. I mean, there will be a video out sooner than that. Look into my eyes. Okay guys, thank you all for watching. Remember, get inspired, get building, and I'll see you next time.